Level 1. Shate. You wake up at 3:45 a.m. in a cramped apartment in Osaka. No alarm. Your body just knows. You don't reach for a weapon. You reach for a mop. Your first job is cleaning the boss's favorite tea house before sunrise. Then you wash his black Mercedes until the paint screams. Then you run to the market for fresh tuna, for sake, for whatever the senior men forgot they wanted. You sleep in a room with 6 other recruits, 1 blanket each. Winter is coming. You haven't seen a yen in 4 months. The older brothers ignore you when they pass. To them, you're furniture, free labor with a pulse. Your hands are cracked, your feet blistered, but you don't flinch. You listen. You watch. You remember every name, every debt, every whispered secret in the hallway. Because this isn't humiliation. This is the furnace, and you are waiting to become steel. Level 2. Wakashu. You wake up at 5 a.m. in your own apartment in Yokohama. Small, but yours. You're 23 now, a junior soldier. Your job is simple. Make the family rich. You run dice games in abandoned factories. You visit construction sites and remind foremen which concrete supplier to use. If a Korean gang tries selling meth on your corner, you don't call the boss. You grab a bat and handle it. You bought a silver watch. You wear it too loose. You have 4 younger guys who copy your walk and wait for your orders. But the money flows up, always up. You collect 2 million yen a week. You hand over 1.6 million. Try to hide 10,000 and you're a thief. Thieves get buried. The detectives took your photo last Tuesday. When the raid comes, you'll be the one in handcuffs, while the real players eat dinner. You feel dangerous. You're not. You're a target in a cheap suit. But you keep pushing, because level 3 is watching, and you're finally making noise. Level 3. Kyodai. You wake up at 6 a.m. in a corner apartment overlooking your territory in Kobe. 3 hostess bars, 2 pachinko parlors. Yours. You earned this. You spent 2 years in Fuchu prison. You sat in a 6x9 cell and never said a word to the prosecutors. You proved your blood runs family blue. Now you're an older brother, an uncle to the new recruits. You teach them how to bow at 45 degrees exactly, how to stand behind a seated boss without breathing too loud, how to break a man's finger without raising your voice. The Wakashu bring you envelopes every Friday. You count. You keep 30%. The rest climbs higher. When a Chinese triad moves on your bars, the boss doesn't negotiate. He calls you. You gather 6 men. You don't use guns, too loud. You use crowbars and loyalty. You remind them whose city this is. You're respected now, feared even. But you're still the one swinging the metal, still the one bleeding when walls need painting. Level 4. Shing-in. You wake up at 7 a.m. in a high-rise condo in Nagoya. You traded your bat for a briefcase. Your knuckles healed. Your mind sharpened. You're an administrative soldier now. You manage the front companies, a shipping firm that moves more than containers, a karaoke chain that launders more than songs. To the tax office, you're a legitimate businessman. To the family, you're the shadow that keeps the lights on. You schedule the boss's movements. Which car leaves first? Which route avoids police checkpoints? Where the bodyguards stand in crowds. You carry 2 phones, one for your girlfriend, one for men who would kill for a wrong number. If the convoy arrives late, it's your fault. If the police trace a payment, it's your neck. No one cheers when you succeed. No one sees you at all. But the machine breathes because you oil it. And that is its own kind of power. Level 5. So Hombucho. You wake up at 8 a.m. in a corner office in Fukuoka. The walls are bare. No photos. No fingerprints. You're the deputy headquarters chief now. The fixer. The eraser. When a soldier gets arrested at 3 a.m., you don't sleep. You call the lawyer. You call the bail bondsman. You make sure he knows his family is safe, so he stays quiet. When the tax investigators knock, you're already burning ledgers in the basement fireplace. You wipe hard drives with magnets. You pay the cleaning crew to forget what they saw in the conference room. The boss never signs anything. You never let him. You are the wall between the throne and the bullet. Invisible. Indispensable. If you fail, the whole house burns. If you succeed, no one knows you were there. You drink expensive whiskey alone. You haven't seen sunlight on a Tuesday in 3 years. But the family survives because you bury its secrets deep. Level 6. Waka Gashira Hosa. You wake up at 9 a.m. in a penthouse overlooking Sapporo. Snow covers everything. You see opportunity in white. You're the underboss's right hand now, his general. You control the northern region. 8 crews report to you. They bring you bags of cash. You take your cut. The rest flows upward. Never question how much. Your job is expansion. You study maps like battle plans. That port town 3 hours east? Weak leadership. Dying fishing industry. You don't send soldiers. You send businessmen. You buy the harbor warehouse. You buy the bank loans of their biggest earner. You squeeze until they gasp. Then you invite their boss to a private room. You pour Hokkaido whiskey. You smile. Join us, you say, or sell your boat and disappear. Most join. You take their territory without a drop of blood. You drive a German sedan. Your suits cost 800,000 yen. But the underboss watches, always. Shine too bright and you become a threat. Threats become memories. Level 7. Sokan. You wake up at noon in a safe house in Hiroshima. You haven't slept in a bed in 4 days. On the table, a map of the city. 3 red pins. 3 targets. You're the operations chief now. The strategist of violence. A Kansai family moved on your docks last week. They killed 2 of your men. Now you answer. 3 young soldiers stand before you, nervous, eager. You hand them clean pistols. No serial numbers. No history. You give them a photograph. A man eating yakiniku on Peace Boulevard. Finish it, you say. Don't come back until it's done. You monitor the police scanner. Static. Voices. Then, shots fired. All units respond. You check your watch. 3 minutes until the blockade. Your phone buzzes. Police car on the bridge. Trapped. You think fast. Abandon the car. Run through the department store. Clean van waiting at the north exit. You call another crew. Start a fire in a restaurant across town. Diversion. The police turn. Your men escape. You don't celebrate. You plan the next move. This is chess with corpses. Level 8. Waka Gashira. You walk into a boardroom in Tokyo. 20 men stand when you enter. They bow. They wait for you to sit. You are the underboss, the prime minister to the emperor. You run a corporation worth billions. Construction in Hokkaido. Gambling in Okinawa. Politicians who owe you favors. You review spreadsheets. The Kyoto nightclubs are short this month. Excuses fill the air. You pick up a crystal ashtray. You throw it against the wall. It fix it, you say. They scramble. They fear you more than prison, more than death. You control everything, yet nothing is yours. When the prosecutor builds a case against the supreme boss, you step forward. I ordered it, you say. I alone. 10 years in prison, maybe 15. You don't hesitate. You are the shield, the sacrifice, the heir who must wait. You have power that would make kings jealous. But you still kneel. You still wait. You are not the throne. Level 9. Oyabun. You wake up at midnight in a fortress outside Kyoto. High walls, cameras, guards who don't know your real name. You are the father, the supreme boss. 30 men kneel when you enter a room. They stare at the floor. They dare not meet your eyes. You haven't touched money in 20 years, haven't signed a document, haven't spoken a command above a whisper. Yet 3 days after you breathe a name, that name vanishes. You meet with 5 other fathers in a private villa. You divide Japan like a cake. Who controls shipping? Who owns nightlife? Who starves? You decide everything. You possess nothing. No walks in Gion. No sushi at your favorite counter. No trust. Your oldest friend wants your chair. The police have a task force with your face on every wall. You live in a golden cage. There is no retirement, no golf, no peace. You will sit here until your heart stops. You chose this. Or perhaps it chose you. The difference stopped mattering long ago.